Seattle on KUGR Cougar College Radio.
Good morning, Cougs. You are listening to Slice of Seattle on KUGR Cougar College Radio. It's a bit of an overcast day here on the Palouse. Not quite raining yet, but today, hey, it's a very, very special episode of Slice of Seattle. You might have realized that we're going a little bit early today. We're not going at our normal 12 o'clock time slot. We've moved it up back about 20 or so minutes because, we got someone in the booth today who he's been on the podcast before. He's been on the Talk Mariners, been on the Talk Seahawks before, but he's a pretty interesting dude because he's also a country music singer here on the Palouse, here in the Pacific Northwest. We got the one and only Levi Coovert. Levi, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I know you were reaching out to me a little bit ago to set this up. We want to talk a little bit about your music career, and I'm pretty pumped to do it because you are a really good musician. I love listening to your stuff. So I think this is awesome. I definitely want to talk to you about this. And so I kind of want to address the elephant in the room. When people think like country music, they usually think, like Southern hospitality, below the Mason-Dixon line, all that kind of stuff. So, but you are a country music singer in the PNW.
Yeah.
So how is maybe that different than like a country singer from like the South?
Well, I grew up listening to rock. So my dad was in a rock band. Growing up, it was all rock. It was U2, it was AC/DC, it was Bon Jovi, the Newsboys. It was all these rock bands. And my mom, she was also a classic rock. So she was listening to the Beatles, the Beach Boys. Mm-hmm. So I was getting rock from my dad and classic rock from my mom.
Yeah.
And my grandparents, they were the country influence. And so my grandpa, he was always listening to Alan Jackson, Willie Nelson. So he had that Southern country.
Yeah.
Even though he lives in Eastern Washington. Yeah. But he had the country radio. That was all he listened to. Mm. And so my music is kind of a blend of. Yeah. There's a lot of rock influences in what I do because that's like for the first 15 years of my life, that's all I listened to. Yeah. But there's also a lot of mixture with the country that I listened to at my grandparents' house on their radio.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. Like with you, I grew up, me and my dad would listen to a lot of rock. Both my dad and I are big Led Zeppelin fans. We love Led Zeppelin. But in what you were mentioning with like your grandparents, my grandparents live out in Montana. So for like every summer and like occasionally like every other Christmas or something like that, we would always go out to Montana. Yep. And Montana's pretty country. Like I don't know if how often you've been out there before. They live out in like Bozeman, which is like the MSU campus, right? That's like it's a real country vibe out there, which is funny because it's about as far north as you could possibly get. So it's like again, it's like subverts that stereotype of like you'd think country is like a little bit down south, but it's not. So in the same way, like my grandparents were big kind of country music fans and stuff like that. So I kind of also have that influence where it's like I'm a big rock fan, but I do also love country a little bit, mainly because of my grandparents and kind of going out there and spending time with them. So it's kind of interesting. You kind of were talking about it when you're talking about like, your influences and everything. I wanted to ask you, who is your kind of comp, your country music comp that influences your music?
Yeah, easy question. It's Kenny Chesney. He's the guy that I really am inspired the most by, and so you'll see that in a lot of my songs. You'll hear a lot of Chesney influence in my songs. The other guys, Zach Brown Band, kind of similar. It's all the people that sing the songs about good times and good messages and beach. That's kind of me. I'm good message, stories, and beach. Yeah. So Jake Owen, Jimmy Buffett a little bit. Not as much of a country, but there's a lot of Jimmy Buffett in me as well. Mm-hmm. But the main influence would be Kenny Chesney.
Kenny Chesney?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I absolutely love it. I mean, you kind of talking about the good vibes and everything. I've seen your posts on Instagram a lot, and one of the ones that I really loved is you said that, maybe not the most amount of people listen to your music, but at least like somebody might listen to it. And if you believe you said you had someone reach out to you and say that your song like really spoke to them. Yeah. And I think that's really awesome. And that's like, you maybe not the most amount of people actually listen, but the people who do might actually like take something away from it at the end of the day.
Yeah, and that's kind of all you can do. I mean, it's such a saturated market. Like, as much as I like to think, like, yeah, someday I'm going to make it big, like, I have no idea if it'll actually happen, but you have to really appreciate the small moments. Like, last night, for example, I was playing a gig over in Moscow, and there was probably, like, 10 people in the restaurant. It was about 7 o'clock, but there's this little girl probably 3 years old, no idea who I am, obviously, but she just started dancing to like every song, and like it's like, man, that's cool. Like,
Yeah.
she's probably never gonna hear me again. Maybe she will. I don't know. But it was just like that's fun. Like that's what makes it fun and worth it. Is like to see one person having a good time to your music, even if it's only one. Like it still makes it worth it.
Yeah. I mean, talking about those like live gigs, what do you think's been like your favorite live gigs so far that you've done?
My favorite has definitely been playing literally just in Pullman down at the Pups and Cups Cafe.
Nice.
Because you get good tips at the cafe, especially if you play, which I've learned this, if you go on the weekend in the morning, and there's usually parents visiting, especially if it's a football weekend, and when there's parents visiting, they are willing to give more tips. So that's where you get the tips. It's also just fun. There's dogs everywhere. It's a cafe with dogs and live music, so it's kind of a weird vibe.
Yeah.
But the dogs are super cute.
Yeah.
And like I say, there's money flowing, so that's good. And they're also just really nice there. They have really nice staff. They're very welcoming. They bring me in about once a week, so it's really nice to get to play there.
Yeah. No, it's weird. Pullman and I feel like Moscow too are kind of big country music. Like it's like a big crowd there. Like you wouldn't think, again, like going back to that stereotype where it's like you think country would be more down south, but no, like especially in Eastern Washington and Pullman specifically, we're like a little bubble where it's like there's not necessarily a huge market for it, but like people like country music, and like a lot of students here at Wazoo love country music, so it's absolutely nuts. I kind of want to talk to you about live performances. Have you ever like the term is like busking, like going out, just taking the guitar case, holding it open on the street? Have you ever done that before?
I haven't done it very much, but I need to do more. I've actually registered to do it in Seattle at the Pike Place Market. I haven't got around to it yet.
Yeah.
But one of these days when I'm in Seattle, I'm going to try that out. I think it's a lot of people do it. It's kind of what could I say? It's like one of the steps you have to take on the destination of music. You know?
I feel like it's a different art form than performing live at a venue, because at the venue the people are there. Maybe in a bar, maybe they're not. They don't necessarily know that you're like who you are or anything like that. Like, they didn't pay for a ticket to go to that event or something. But busking is kind of that similar idea where it's like you're performing to people who, almost like against their will, they're like having to listen to you because you're out on the sidewalk, out in the. Do you feel like is the difference between like busking like that or then like performing live at like a bar?
Well, it's all a little bit different. I mean, the busking is more similar to a cafe gig where you're not being paid to be the performer. You're being paid to be the background music at a cafe gig. And that's kind of similar to busking where it's like you're not necessarily trying to put on a big show. You're more kind of just trying to set the atmosphere on the street or at a farmer's market. Same thing. Like at a farmer's market, you're setting the atmosphere. You're not necessarily trying to steal the show at the farmer's market. But the unique thing about busking is if somebody's interested and if people are actually sticking around, you can kind of turn it into that. Yeah. Whereas at a cafe, you're basically stuck just, you can't play too loud at a cafe. If you're busking and there's a lot of people coming up, then you can kind of crank the volume a little bit and kind of make it your own. And then at the bar, it's different because at the bar, again, it is background music, but at the bar, you're trying to hype people up. Yeah. At the bar, you're trying to get people hype and you're trying to make people, you're helping the bar out as well. You want them to spend their money, at the bar and maybe on you as well. So the bar is a little more hype. You can do a little bit more with that, but yeah.
You're trying to contribute to that ambiance for the people there because, you're there, you're having your drinks, you're eating, whatever. So, like, that music in the background, like you're saying, is like that's part of the ambiance. It's like it's an important part of why people want to go there. So, which is kind of what separates it from like going out and busking or something like that. Yeah. Yeah. The other thing I want to ask you, so you play guitar. Do you play any other instruments? And do you, when you're making your songs, is there anybody else who, is playing those instruments, or is it just you? Are you mixing it yourself when you when you record your albums and you post them and everything? Like, what is that?
So I'm a drummer. Growing up, I was a drummer.
Nice.
And I didn't pick up the guitar until I was about 15. And the reason I did was because I realized, like, if I want to write songs and sing songs live, I probably can't do that while playing drums. Yeah. I mean, like I was just talking last night to somebody, like, Phil Collins can do it, but I don't know if I should try to be the second Phil Collins. Yeah, that's pretty hard.
Phil. Yeah.
Right. So I learned the guitar, and now guitar has kind of become my new main instrument. But I'm still probably a better drummer, honestly. And I play bass guitar as well. I've never actually played bass live. There's never been a reason to, but I play it when I'm like you said, recording. Up until this year, it's all been me. It's all been me. I do everything. I play the keys. I play the piano, the drums, the guitar, bass guitar. I record it all. I've mixed it all myself. But I realized I'm not actually that good at mixing. So
it's hard. It's real hard.
Exactly. It's very hard. So for my last single, Let the Good Times Flow, and then everything going forward, it is going to be, I've hired a producer who's going to do the mixing and mastering for me.
Nice.
And he'll also be doing some extra recording, because again, I'm not the best at guitar. So this producer, he'll be able to do a little bit more interesting things on the guitar, more solos. And basically how it works is we're just now finishing up my Christmas record. And what we did is I basically recorded a full demo with acoustic guitar, electric guitar, bass, piano, drums, and vocals.
Yeah.
And I sent it over to him. And then he takes my demo, he mixes it, he masters it, he adds a little bit to it. Like he added a steel guitar in a couple of songs. Nice. I can't play steel guitar. And then he sends it back over to me. And then I record a final vocal, and then he mixes it again with my final vocal, and then we have the song. So it is a little bit more of a financial investment on my part, because now I'm paying this producer, but it's huge. I think it actually really helps the sound quality. I think it's hopefully what will take my music to the next level.
Yeah. For that Christmas album, I want to ask you, is it a country Christmas album? And what Christmas songs do you got on it?
So it's more of a rock and roll country Christmas. Like I said, I'm a rock country guy. Yeah. So the album is Jingle Bell Rock is what it's called. It's going to have Jingle Bell Rock's going to be on there. Santa Claus is Back in Town, if you know the Elvis tune, but it's a little bit more of a rockin' version of that.
Love it, yeah.
We got Merry Christmas Baby, kind of copying the CeeLo Green version a little bit.
Yeah.
And then we got, what else? We got Pretty Paper, which is the most country of the songs on there.
Yeah.
Probably my favorite country Christmas song of all time, Pretty Paper.
Yeah.
And then there's a song that I wrote called Thank You, which is kind of a Thanksgiving / Christmas song. And then there might be a couple more. We're still hammering out the details. Depends on what we can get, but we might have a Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree in there as well.
Yeah.
As Run Run Rudolph.
Yeah.
So it's the sort of songs where with a nice guitar.
Yeah. The kind of the rock Christmas songs that are kind of out there. I like rock Christmas songs because they're nice. Yeah. It sounds good. So I'm kind of excited for this album to come out.
Yeah. Definitely. There will be a country twang though.
Yeah, which is it's expected. So and I'll be bumping that for Christmas. That's gonna be nice.
I love it.
I want to ask you. You said you wrote that song. It was "Thank You," right, on the Christmas album, and you have your new single out, which is "Let the Good Times Flow."
Yeah.
You know, with that song, "Let the Good Times Flow," and we mentioned it a little bit earlier when we were talking that you kind of write these songs that are all about these kind of good vibes. You know, what kind of goes into your process for writing a song like that?
Oh man. Well, it starts with an idea.
Yeah.
It either starts with an idea of, man, I just want to write about this, or it starts with an idea of a melody that comes into my head, and then I think the melody is, okay, well, what lyrics can I pair this melody with? Or it is, that's usually what it is. It usually starts either, I'm like for the Good Times Flow, for example, I heard it in my head, I was like, da-na-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na-na. And I just kept thinking like, okay, I know I have this melody in my head. Yeah. What am I gonna write to it? And then the Good Times Flow started to come out. But it usually just starts with an idea.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of good songs will often start with like what you just said, where like they have the melody or they have the drums or they have the bass, riff or something like that. And then they hear it and they're like, this sounds really good. I think that was the case for a Queen song that I'm completely forgetting the name of, but I think that was also the case for Paranoid for Black Sabbath. They had that song, they had that guitar riff, and it was like a warm-up that they would play, and they needed like another 2 minutes on the album, right? And that's the thing, if you look at that album that Paranoid's on, all those songs are like 5-6 minutes long.
Yeah. And
then Paranoid's like unusually short, it's like 2 minutes long, and it was because they were told like, hey, you need 2 more minutes.
And they probably thought that was going to be a filler track.
Exactly. And it's arguably, I think, one of their best songs of all time. And it's short and sweet. I love it. It's a beautiful song, but it's that same idea where like you have just like the riff or something like that, and you're able to kind of just build off and maybe add the words to it or something like that. What I want to ask you is, so you mentioned you were a drummer growing up. Yeah. Right? Who is maybe your number one favorite drummer of all time?
Oh man, number one favorite. So I was a jazz drummer. So I really like Buddy Rich.
Nice.
Yep. He is really good, and I forget his movie, but I've seen his it's documentary, I think. He's really good. I also really like Ringo Starr, and what I like about him is because he is the best at keeping it simple and yet being good. And I'm kind of like that, where I don't want to have the most complex song of all time.
Yeah.
I don't want to have the most complex guitar groove. I don't want to have the most complex rhythm on the drums. But I don't think you need to be complex to be good. I think you can, but I almost think sometimes complex can make it worse if it's not done perfectly.
Yes. No, I 100% agree. Like, I like Ringo Starr. I think the biggest flack that he gets is he's really basic and he's really simple. He's a very just fundamental drummer, which I think is good. It's why the Beatles were really great, because you don't got, John Lennon, Paul McCartney, they're like doing their thing, and then Ringo's in the back just losing his mind. And so it's like he keeps it very light. So like that's the thing that will like frustrate me with some songs, is that the drummers try and do too much. Yeah. And it kind of bugs me a little bit. I would say my favorite drummer of all time has got to be John Bonham from Led Zeppelin. Okay. Because I don't know, there's a specific song that I love from Led Zeppelin called Moby Dick. I don't know if you've heard it, but it's beautiful because the first minute is all of them out on stage together. They're playing. You got the guitar, you got the bass, you got the drums, and then that minute and a half in, the guitar they all leave, and they just leave John Bonham out there alone. Oh, and wow. He solos on the drums for about 6 minutes, I think. And when they would perform it in concert, it would literally be the other, Robert Plant, Jimmy Page. They would just walk off. They would like put their instruments down, walk off stage, like wave to everybody, go back, have a smoke, have a drink, and just let John just do his thing. And they go back out and pick up their instruments again, wait for their cue to come back in, and they jump back in for the last minute or so. I love it because you should definitely listen to it if you haven't heard it before.
Yeah, I haven't heard it, so I'll have to go listen to it.
I will say he was a good drummer, and that whole solo is just absolutely beautiful. But sticking on the drumming track, I want to ask you, what's your opinion? If you've seen the movie, what's your opinion on Whiplash?
So I actually have not seen the movie.
No,
I've seen clips of the movie, and I've been meaning to see it. I know the fundamental. It's about a teacher who's really mean to his students.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I would just say that's not how I would go about teaching music, but. I've heard that it's a really good movie, so I should watch it.
It's really great. Miles Teller is great in it. J.K. Simmons is really great in it. He's phenomenal. I mean, you're right. He is very mean to him.
You know what movie I like is School of Rock. Jack Black.
You want to know something?
What? You've never seen that one?
I've never seen School of Rock.
Oh, well, we may have to have a little movie night at some point.
We totally do. That's going to be two completely different vibes of movies.
Oh my gosh. Totally different vibe. School of Rock is hilarious. I love that one.
I got to watch that because I love Jack Black, and everything I've seen about that movie says that's really good. And I know Jack Black's also a huge Led Zeppelin fan, so I feel like I would probably really like School of Rock.
Yeah, you should watch it.
Actually, I say I haven't seen it. I'm pretty sure I watched it when I was like 8. Yeah. So like before I could really track and like process what I was watching. So that's the thing where it's like I've seen it, but I haven't seen it, if you know what that means.
Yeah, I feel it.
Yeah, exactly. So Levi, when we got you up here, we do this a lot with the Mariners or with the Seahawks as well, but we got to do Coov's Covenant. Right? Yes. We're going to give you a random topic. You're going to give us your top, 6 to 7 in that category. Yeah, 6 to 7. So, what is your, top 6 to 7 most underrated country songs?
Underrated country songs.
Yes.
Okay. Well, it would be easier if you said country singers, but that's a tough question. I mean, there's a lot of really good. I'm gonna talk about. I'm gonna bring up songs from really popular singers that I think deserve more attention.
Gotcha.
Because I could go anywhere. I mean, there's so many country artists with great songs that nobody's ever heard of. But I want to say I'm gonna go with some of the songs that are from really, really good country singers, but that maybe people don't really know about. So, to start off, I would say, oh man, there's
it's
a lot.
Tough. It's real tough.
This is hard.
I threw you a curveball, man.
Yeah. All right. I'm starting to put this in my head.
The juices are flowing. Yeah.
So we got one song that I really like, a country song that I don't know, maybe people like this one, but it feels pretty underrated, especially because now she doesn't even sing country anymore. Taylor Swift has a song called Jump Then Fall, and I really like that. I've actually played it live before, and I think it was one of her singles, one of her really early singles. Yeah. But I would say it's probably pretty underrated, so I think that counts.
Yeah, you're putting that at number 6?
I'll put that at number 6. Okay. I'm trying to go different artists here because
Yeah.
I could just tell you 6 underrated Taylor Swift country songs right now. That would work.
You came out with Taylor Swift. I don't know how to feel about it, man. I got opinions on Taylor Swift, so it's like.
You know what else is it gonna be in there? As I gotta throw a Kenny Chesney song in here.
Yep. As you should.
He has so many underrated songs
Mm-hmm.
as well. So many. I'm actually gonna say his song. It's called Magic.
Okay.
And it's off of one of his very like beachy records. I think it's on his Lucky Old Sun record.
Yeah.
That song is really, really good. And I don't think anybody knows it. I think he has another one, Keys in the Conch Shell. I'll say both of those at number 5. So there you go.
Got you. Yeah. Love it.
So a couple underrated Chesney songs.
Yep. They're right on par with your kind of vibe of music. That kind of good
very
times.
on par. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I got to go with the George Strait song in here as well. Again, a guy with so many good songs. He has like 40 number 1 hits. So how could you really say he's underrated?
Yeah.
But I would say George Strait has a song called "Blame It on Mexico," that nobody really knows it. It's one of his first. I think it's on his second album, and I really, really like "Blame It on Mexico."
Yeah.
So that's one I'd throw in there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think what else. What am I at right now?
You were at number 3, I believe.
Okay,
So
number
that was number 4. So this is number 3.
All right. I'll say Zach Brown Band. They have a song called "Let It Go."
Nice.
Everyone just thinks "Let It Go" Frozen.
I was about to say it's not the Frozen version.
It's not the Frozen version. It's it's way better than the Frozen version.
Yeah.
It's all about like letting go of what you can't control in life and just living life on your own terms and just not worrying about what you can't control.
Yeah.
I love that. I think it's a perfect message, so I'd throw that one in there as well.
Nice.
Got a couple more
number 2.
underrated country songs. Darius Rucker,
Nice.
who is not really known. I mean, he's kind of known for country now. He did Hootie and the Blowfish for so long.
Nice.
He has a song called Southern Style that I really like.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, I don't know, again, I don't know how popular it is. I don't think he's a very popular country musician, though. I mean, I know he does a few things here and there for country, but
Yeah.
I throw him in there.
Number 1. What we got?
Number 1. See, I feel like I've already said the ones that I think, but I got to think of one more. Oh, man.
You're in a tough spot now, eh?
I'm in a tough spot. Most underrated. I actually think it's Let the Good Times Flow, Levi. No, I'm kidding. Oh man. Who do I? I'm gonna throw in another Kenny Chesney song.
Nice.
Just because he is my favorite.
Cap it off.
And he so many underrated songs from Kenny Chesney. But I'm gonna go with his song. He has a song called "Trip Around the Sun," and it's an amazing song. And again, one of those was like nobody's ever heard of it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go Kenny Chesney, "Trip Around the Sun" as my last one.
Yeah. I love that list. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Way to cap it off with the man.
That took a while to figure
know.
out. Well, because there's so many songs I'm thinking about. It's like, well, is that one really underrated or is that one really? I don't know.
Yeah, no, I totally know. Again, I threw you a bit of a curveball there.
Yeah.
Like you said, it would have been easier to do underrated country music singers.
Yeah,
and
I could have pulled some, but okay,
Yeah.
I like it.
You had me nervous though when you came out the gate with Taylor Swift. I was like, oh no, not Tay Tay.
Taylor Swift's good. Her country is so good, and
Yeah.
people, I call myself a big Taylor Swift fan. I don't call myself a Swiftie though, because
Yes,
I think
that's different. Yes.
to be a Swiftie, you have to really love what she does post country.
Yes.
I really like though her first 5 records. I think her first 5 or first 4 or 5
Yeah.
are amazing. Some of the best. I mean, she's the best country singer in this century,
Interesting.
and she's only made 4 country records, but those are they're so good.
Interesting.
Like, if I'm saying country music, Mount Rushmore of female country singers, I think you have to put Dolly and Reba in there.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yes.
And then I think the last 2 spots, I would think there's a very good argument for Taylor Swift to occupy one of those other spots. I would put her in there. I'd put Taylor Swift, and I'd probably put Carrie Underwood. But that's
Yeah.
I mean, has an argument. She's really good at country music. I wish she had
Yes.
stuck around with it.
I do kind of agree with you. I think the pop music isn't quite as good. I do think the country music might be a little bit better.
The pop was good until it got old.
Yeah, until it got old. Until now, we got a bunch of Swifties everywhere, which is a different problem. But no.
But when I tell them like, oh, my favorite Taylor Swift song is like Our Song, or like I'm Only Me When I'm With You, like people don't, The Outside, people don't even know The Outside. And it's like, you call yourself a Taylor Swift fan, like I'm listening to her debut album and you're shitting on it. I don't know.
Yeah, you're a day one Taylor Swift fan, basically. Yeah. No.
essentially.
Then the other question I want to ask you before we wrap this up is, what is maybe your favorite all time, the best country song, just in
The
every
best
category.
country song?
Yes.
Well, there's so many.
It's a tough one, I know.
It changes all the time. So my favorite song is always changing. But if I had to
I'm the same
give
way,
you
yeah.
the best country song, it's probably I'm gonna give you a couple that are kind of older.
Yes.
Wagon Wheel is an amazing song.
Nice.
And it never gets old, and I love playing it. Everybody always loves to hear it. Every time I play it, almost every show I play Wagon Wheel.
Yes.
And there, obviously there's newer versions out, but that song originated from like the 30s, I think.
Yeah.
And the other one that's really old but a timeless classic is Delta Dawn.
Oh.
Tanya Tucker.
Yeah.
Amazing song, and another one that like you can't go wrong with that song. So I think those might be my two favorite of all time. Like there's never a day when I'm like I don't want to listen to Delta Dawn, and there's never a day when I don't want to listen to Wagon Wheel.
Delta Dawn, that's a great poll right there. Because the thing for me with Delta Dawn is it is like, to me, I know the SEC uses it in a lot of their like promo stuff, so it is very much like that Southern vibe.
Yeah.
With the like, that's a country song where you're like, this feels like you're down south and stuff like that. For me, okay, so I'm kind of torn because I have two that will probably make me sound like the most vanilla milquetoast, like country listener. I think the number one greatest country music song of all time is Country Roads by John Denver.
That's a good one.
I think because I listen to that every single time I drive from the Palouse back home.
Okay.
When I'm driving on the road and everything. It's what I put on as soon as I hit the road.
It's a great song.
And it almost makes me cry when I'm coming back home.
Wow.
And it's beautiful. And then a close second to that I think is kind of on the same like wavelength as Delta Dawn is Southern Nights by Glenn Campbell.
Okay.
And I think his story is really interesting. Him as a performer, I think he also dealt with, I believe, Alzheimer's late in his career, and his journey through trying to play music and dealing with that illness. But that song, Southern Nights, just is like another one where it's just like it literally in the name, it's Southern Nights.
Yeah.
And so it's soothing, it's nice, it's those kind of good vibes. It's kind of the same thing as Country Roads with John Denver.
Yeah.
That song sounds like it should be this kind of sad, somber song, but it's not. The actual message of it is just kind of, taking me home and going back to my family and that kind of stuff. So like those two for me, I think those are my two best. So again, I think that kind of makes me feel like a very vanilla, very milquetoast country fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to go modern, I would say Kenny Chesney. I go back. That's my favorite of him. And I would actually say Taylor Swift, Sparks Fly.
Yeah. No, that's a good one.
Those are my two favorite modern day country songs.
Yeah. No, I absolutely love them. I think my favorite modern country songs definitely got to be "Let the Good Times Flow" by Levi Coovert.
Thank you.
Yeah. But speaking of which, before we wrap things up, I want to ask you, Levi, if people are listening right now and they want to go listen to your music, where can they find it, and where can they find maybe you on social media?
Yeah, find it on Spotify, find it on Apple Music. I'm really close to 200 monthly listeners on Spotify, which it doesn't sound like a lot in today's world where, millions of people. But at the same time, I'm like, man, like I don't know if I've ever been in a room with 200 people who are all listening. So that's pretty cool. So if you want to help me get to 200, find me on Spotify. I'm also on Apple, Pandora, pretty much anywhere. Social media, you can find me on YouTube, Levi Coov, Instagram, Levi Coovert. TikTok, I just started a TikTok page. It's brand new. It's called Levi Coov as well. So if you want to find me on social media, follow me, follow along, see my work.
No, I agree with you. Like 200 doesn't necessarily seem like a lot, but to put that in perspective, I only got 19 subscribers for my YouTube, and I get about like 40 or some odd views on my videos. So it's like it does go a long way. Like hitting triple digits is a pretty big deal. But like you always want to get more people to go and check it out, go listen to it and everything. So yes, please go listen to his music. He's got some great stuff, really good vibes. It's like the kind of country music you want to listen to, where it's just like it just makes if you feel good. It's just super fun to listen to. Levi, thank you so much for coming up into the booth today. I absolutely appreciated it. You're going to be back in to talk with some Mariners and Seahawks as well.
Yes, sir. Talking sports next. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's going to do it for this segment of Slice of Seattle with Levi Coovert. Go ahead and give him a listen on every platform that he is on. But we're going to be back in just a little bit to talk some Mariners. We're going to have another guest in the booth as well. So please stay tuned. We will be right back again. You're listening to Slice of Seattle on KUGR, Cougar College Radio. Don't you dare go away. We'll be right back.